Okay, I'm out here with my converted chuck glider. I just set it up last night on the TX16S transmitter. This is going to be my maiden flight with the TX16S transmitter. I used my published setup file for the control surface deflection and expo, so we'll see how good or how poorly of a job I did. So we've got wind at 5 to 7 on the ground. What direction is it coming from now? Here we go. Let's get it in the air. Been a while since I've flown it. Looks like I have plenty of throw. Oh, definitely need more aileron. Little breezy. Let's try it the other direction on the roll. Oh man, do I need more aileron. I guess I didn't do a good job of measuring the deflection. Well, I certainly got the deflection correct on the elevator, but it doesn't look like I did very good on the deflection on the aileron. I'll fix that after I land. Yeah, that's kind of lethargic. But it did give me the control surface movement, deflection, and CG that I needed to get a successful Re-Maiden out of it, which is really what the setup sheets are all about. Making sure that nothing is really out of whack, you know what I mean? I would rather have too little deflection on the ailerons on this Re-Maiden with the TX16S than too much. Okay, I'm ready to get it back in the air again. I was mistaken. I did not have an old 2S 450 milliamp hour LiPo in it on that first flight. I had an old 2S 300 milliamp hour LiPo in it. No wonder it gave up after about 5 minutes. So anyway, let's get it back in the air. Wind, where's the wind? I have no idea. Okay, so something really strange. Maybe I just didn't have enough speed. Maybe the 300 milliamp hour LiPo was not pushing it well enough. But I took a look at my setup on the transmitter, and oh, there we go. Okay, so I didn't change anything on the ailerons. It was just that the old 300 milliamp hour 2S LiPo was not providing enough amps to really push it through the air very well, because now the roll rate is just fine. So I thought, see, oh, that's nice. So my setup was spot on. I just had a really old, tired 300 milliamp hour 2S LiPo in it. That explains it. Yeah, much better. I went back and I looked at how I had the transmitter set up, and on ailerons, I actually have the scale set for 125% to get maximum throw, out of the aileron servos, so I have enough movement on them for a good roll rate. And because I already have my control linkage set, you know, for maximum movement. So I couldn't figure out what was going on with that. I also had extended limits enabled in the transmitter, and I also had maximum throws enabled in the transmitter. And when I had been flying this all along with the Devo 8S transmitter, I always had plenty of movement on the aileron. So that's what was going on. It wasn't anything in the transmitter. It's just that that little old battery could not supply the amount of amps to push it through the air very well. Because now the roll rate is just fine. Yeah, I should have been paying more attention to what battery I was plopping in there. But these old 2S 450s, I mean, they're as old as the 300s, but my guess is they're probably a little higher rating on the C rating, and since they're 50% larger in capacity, they're obviously able to provide a lot more amps than the little 300s are. Yeah, that's more like it now. Now it feels just like it did when I was flying on the Devo 8S. So I'm glad that my setup file for this was spot on, because that's what I went with. So it's spot on. Awesome. I published that on our Facebook page, and I think I'm going to start doing that, at least until I run out of aircraft and setup files. But I think every weekend I will publish at least one of my setup files for one of my aircraft, for anybody who, you know, wants to use it, try it out. If you have a plane you haven't flown before and you want a decent starting point with a setup so that you can get a successful maiden and then adjust from there, you might find one of those setup files helps you do that. So I still have several that I have not published yet, so they will be coming, and I'm creating more as I go along. And I'm slowly getting all these planes set up on the TX16S. So, and I'm starting to get a haptic warning right now on my timer. So as soon as I get more planes set up on the TX16S, I will also publish my model files. So you can import that into your OpenTX transmitter if you wish to do that as well. Save a little time. Alright, so do a loop real quick and then bring it back. See where the wind is coming from now. Let's see if we can come from this direction. Let's say we come from this direction and land it before my battery gives out and I have to walk quite a ways to pick it up. Look at that float. Wow, it doesn't want to come down. There we go. Okay, so I think I'm going to put one more battery pack through it now that I know what's going on. I want to get 2 good flights out of this glider on the TX16S with a Lipo that's going to push it well enough, you know. So I'm going to throw another battery pack in it. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so now that I have a not so pathetic battery in it again, let's get it back in the air. Launching. Better keep my speed up a little bit in this wind. Isn't that a cool check glider? I am so glad I did this conversion. This is one of those planes that I'll I will throw in some considerable amount of wind. It's so durable. And very maneuverable. Sweet. All right, let's see the roll rate in the opposite direction. Pretty good. Might need a little tweaking. What a fun plane. Isn't that cool? Now this little plane will just absolutely zip. Alright, I'm getting dizzy. Not bad for some old tired 2S 450 milliamp hour lipos. And the rolls are pretty axial. It's hard to believe that this is running on a 2S power system with a little 1104 7,000 kV motor and a 3020 prop. Pushes it pretty well. Alright, my haptic is, notifying me again that I'm about out of time here. Timer 1 elapsed, this says. Okay. So, let's come in from the same direction. I don't think the wind has shifted on me again yet. Oh, I'm a ways out there. Let's see if we can, how far we can glide with it. Ooh, that is some turbulent wind. Sweet! That was a little better landing. Alright, so what a fun little chuck glider. There will be a link in the show notes to the chuck glider, the components that I used in it, a tutorial on the build or the conversion of the chuck glider, and also, let me see, and there's a link to the setup file on our Facebook page if you guys are interested in that. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the air.